The idle is slightly smoother. Listen. I don't know if you can perceive that over the video. All right, let's put her in park. I'm happy for right now. I think I am on to what is causing my slightly rough idle. This is going to be solved by Friday or something like that when Amazon delivers my new EGR valve. And in the meantime, I can live with the way this runs. Now, with the anti-seize compound on the stem for the pintle valve, on the EGR valve, it's a temporary fix. It's not something I recommend. It's a test. It's a temporary fix, I believe. The way it's idling right now is not bad, but what needs to happen is it needs a new EGR valve. That's all there's to it. Hey guys, George here. Do you remember my last video about this truck? This is my 1989 Chevrolet C1500. Give you an idea of what this was, in case you haven't seen this before. Yeah, this is quite an ancient truck. 1989, guys. So what I did today is I yanked out the EGR valve for the second time. You can see the hole there, I hope. Yeah, because originally I yanked this out last weekend, and then what happened was that I found a problem with it. When I was cleaning it, I was filling this up with carburetor cleaner, and well, it leaked right through to where the diaphragm is. See, there's a little the stem there, and I think that's due to just plain wear and tear. So I'm assuming that this EGR valve is actually 36 years old. That's what I think, because they don't usually act up a lot, but you know, after such a long time, you'd expect something to go wrong with them. Now I got this brand new AC Delco part, so that should get rid of all the problems that this minor leak might have caused me. So there will be no more rough idle, but I can already promise you that I won't be 100% happy with the result, because I've discovered something else on my truck that needs to be done, and that probably contributed to my perception of what this rough idle is. And there is sometimes, like, you could feel it, but it's more of a vibration, you know. And you know what that could mean? Well, I've driven this truck on the highway last week for the first time over like a 3-hour ride on the highway at highway speeds, you know, 100 kilometers, 65 mile an hour type of deal. Yeah, at first I was like, dang it, you know, after the winter the roads are always kind of rough. And we also had some wind, and then down where I was going they actually had snow that day. But yeah, then I hit parts of the highway where it's 100% smooth, you know, brand new pavement, and it still seems to do the same thing, even though to a lesser extent. But you know what I think it is? Engine mounts. When I first got this, the transmission mount was destroyed, so I replaced that. But the engine mounts, because they're really hard to get at and you can't really see the damage when you're just looking in from between the exhaust manifold and the crossmember. I mean, you have very little rubber showing there to begin with, and you can't really tell. Like, I had the suspicion that they might not be that great, but I've never had to change those. No, I'm lying to you. I think I had to change those on one pickup truck once, but we're talking like 30 some odd years ago. That's how old I am. So now I'm gonna have to do this job, and I found out already that it's not gonna be a simple thing, and I want to show you what I'm talking about. Well, we're looking at the driver's side from the top. See, you can see the bracket here for the engine mount. It's covering up about, I want to say, 3/4 of the rubber. So I can't really tell what condition the rubber is in, but I can see that it's dried up down there. And the other thing I can see is that underneath the exhaust manifold there's a bolt. You can see the head. Now we're going to dive deep down. Yeah, the heads here, they're kind of dirty on this side, but there's 2 more bolts further down. And on the other side, it's pretty much the same thing. You can see the mount and you can see the bolt heads. So to get to the top of those bolts, the easy part, that's the easy part. The tough part is, see where my control arm is attached to the cross member? Now we are talking this opening here. I have to fiddle my way through there to the 2 bolts that are here, and then I have to fiddle my way through to another bolt that you probably can't see because it's way dark in there. On this side I actually experimented, and I can get through on the side where the spring is, where the shock absorber is, right through the spring. I can get my flex extension in there, and I managed to hit the bolt. Why don't I do this right away? Because I wanted to make sure that I have the tools to actually reach all these bolts, get them, like, actually get them off. And then I'll go back to this next weekend. I sprayed all the nuts from down below here, and believe me, just to figure out how to get that ratchet in there and how to get it, the socket to get on the bolt, was a little bit of a gong show, because it happened to me twice that my socket with the ratchet and an extension in one case got stuck on the nut and I couldn't get it back off. So on the driver's side, I actually kind of got desperate because I had to take the big extension and just pound on my ratchet. And I want to show you what kind of ratchet I'm talking about. You will find on YouTube that some guys, and even in the forums, some guys recommend a kind of swivel head 15mm wrench, a ratcheting one. Problem with that is you need an extremely long handle. And I think there's one on Amazon that you can get, but I think it's quite pricey. Locally here in Edmonton, I don't think I could get it at all, but there's something that I managed to get that'll pretty much help me out good enough. I don't have to worry about getting this wrench, and I might even be better off. I'll show you what I'll be using, and then, well, I'll just share this with you when the time comes. After all, I found such a swivel wrench on Temu. I ordered it. I don't know how long it's going to take to get here, and I don't know what the quality of it will be, but I'll let you know. I want to show you the tools that I got for doing this, these engine mounts. Number one, there's this swivel head ratchet. I got a deep socket 15mm on it right now. It swivels, sometimes a bit too easy. You kind of have to take your time and focus your energy on this. I'll put the camera down here for a sec so you can see the rest of this, because this isn't a normal ratchet. See, what this has is a handle that you can extend, so it's very, very practical. Now, even with that alone, I wouldn't have been okay. I'll show you what else I got. Yeah, the other thing I have, this was a 3/8 kind of long extension that flexes. It's a flex extension. Here in Edmonton, I got this from Princess Auto, and I got this last year for a different purpose. But when I tried this, this is the best thing ever to come around. You can almost get anywhere with this. But in this case, you have to use it in combination with the regular one. And then, of course, the ratchet. Not necessarily the swivel one, but it depends. You know, there's 6 bolts in all. So I got these engine mounts from a place called Parts King. And I'm looking forward to doing this in a week from now, because today all I wanted to do is just get a grip on it, you know, kind of locate the bolts, the nuts from underneath, make sure I can get my tool on there, spray them with penetrating oil, which I've done. I don't know if you noticed this, but it is very, very hard to make a video while you're doing the work. So I figure maybe it's worth even more if I explain this as I'm not doing it. But if there is a step that is really something that you easily forget but is crucial, that happened next week, then I will interrupt the job and grab the camera and explain that. So I hope that helps somebody out. I wasn't looking forward to doing the engine mounts, not at all. But you know, I don't want to drive around with good vibrations, because you know, once you feel this, and you feel it mostly on the highway and idling at the lights, but once you feel this, you can't unfeel it. You feel the vibration, and then you know that there's something that could be done. And I'm just dying to find out how smooth this truck is gonna idle and how smooth it's gonna run without the vibration with new engine mounts. I wasn't quite done with this truck when I first put it on the road. It just, the weather got bad, had to stop working on it, and luckily it was good enough so that I could actually use it, and it was quite a pleasant experience driving it. Now, there's always room for improvement, and I think you'll be seeing some more of me crawling around under this truck, and hopefully you'll also get the body work finished and make it into a nice one. All right, that's all for today, guys. I hope you get an idea of what's going on, and I hope maybe somebody who's in the same situation, hopefully I help you out. And if so, you can leave me a thumbs up, perhaps subscribe to my channel. Thanks for everything, and I'll see you in another video really soon. Maybe you want to check that one.